Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Okay, I know that October just ended. I know, I'm with you. Okay? But I want to give you guys enough time to make these things if you actually choose to make these things for Christmas gifts. I feel like these things would, I've made them for Christmas gifts and they're super cute and they're perfect and they're easy. So what we're gonna do today is go through, I've picked 4 things. I made like a little list over here. I've picked 4 things and I'm gonna show you guys 4 different like easy resin DIY projects that you can do and make for Christmas gifts. So I've made them each have their own like special thing, like something different to them. That isn't like just a resin thing. Anyway, we're gonna get into it. So we're gonna start with the coasters. By the way, everything that I'm gonna be using, like all the products and the different things that I'm gonna be using for these projects will be linked down in the description. If you wanna get what I'm using, you can check out the link in the description. Actually, there's gonna be a whole list of links in the description of everything that I'm using in this video. So the pieces of like scrap resin that I've decided to use are these pieces from like I don't know, I was probably doing like a beach scene piece, but I could not throw these away. Like, look at them. They're still beautiful. There are some like popsicle sticks. Obviously, we're not going to use these bits, but I'm going to use a heat gun and we're going to warm this up, which kind of makes it soft and like bendy, and you're able to cut it. And then I'll take like a pair of scissors and we're going to cut some pieces. I'll probably follow like the sort of design of the colored resin that's on here, so you know, like I'll follow this line. Anyway, you guys will see. Alright, so it took us some time to figure out how we were going to do this and like what molds we wanted to do. So we actually ended up using these like little round molds, but I like these like rounded edges and I like that it's easy to like fit it right up against these round edges. Also, this piece is literally just like the outline of a cup that cured underneath the cup. So I just don't even, I can't handle how perfect it fits in that mold. So anyway, I love how this looks. So here's my idea. We have these little pieces of scrap resin that we're going to be putting into the molds, but first what I want to do is we're going to mix up some resin. I'm going to be using the CounterCultureDIY casting resin, and then I'm going to mix some sand into it. So we'll have like a layer of sand first, and then we'll put these on top and kind of like create sort of like a beachy vibe. So we're going to get started on mixing up some casting resin. Okay, so we have our resin mixed up. I did kind of separate some resin out for the next project that we're going to do. But for this stuff, we are going to pour some sand in here. Okay, so the sand is in the molds, and now we're going to put our pieces in. Does it really matter, right?
I don't think it should matter which one you put it in.
Wow, they look so cute.
I think that looks really good.
Okay, so we're going to put these off to the side, and get started on the next one. Okay, so I have these two molds like I was showing you earlier, and like I said also that we have mixed up some resin already. This is just the casting resin from before. So I have a couple of cups that we're going to pour a bit of this resin in, because I want to do some alcohol ink in both of these molds. So I'm going to pour some clear resin into these cups. So now I'm going to add some glitter, and I'm going to add Silver Starlight from CounterCultureDIY, but I'm not going to add too much because I kind of want it to just be like a sprinkling throughout. I think what I'm also going to do is let that settle, and I think I'm going to use a popsicle stick that I broke so that it has like a sharp point, and make sure that the very tip does not have a bubble. Beautiful. So it is the next day, and these are like a little bit cured. They're not going to go anywhere, so I thought we would get started on doing some 3D Crete. So we're going to mix up some of this stuff and pour it in the very bottom layer of these ring holders. Oh, you're so annoying. Okay, so I have about, let me see, I have 100 milliliters of this Crete stuff and 50 milliliters of water. I'm going to add some dispersion color. So this is Iron Frost, and it's just like a black dispersion color. And now that we have our molds, I'm just going to pour this in. Okay, so the Crete has been poured, but we're going to leave this for 24 hours probably. Okay, so we are on to the next project. We're going to do the pictures in resin piece. So I have my laminator here. It's all ready to go. I'll heat it up, and then we also have the laminating sheets. And then here is our picture. I've put the picture inside a little laminating pouch, and I'm going to feed it through the laminator. So good. So the reason that I laminate my pictures before I put them in resin is because the one time I didn't, the ink on the photo leaked into the resin. It was really weird. The resin basically made the ink on the picture bleed into the resin and then wiped the picture clean. It was super weird. So I laminate all my pictures now, and this always works to kind of protect the actual photograph from the resin, because when you laminate it, obviously there's a layer of plastic that protects it, and it never really touches the resin to begin with. So I'm just going to cut the excess off. But I am leaving a space between the picture because I obviously don't want to create a pocket where resin could get to the photo. Ta-da! Cute! Okay, so we're going to get started on mixing up some resin. I have casting resin again, so I'm going to do equal parts as usual. So I'm going to be using this mold. It is really deep, but I have this fabric from the photo shoot that I want to incorporate into the piece, around the picture, and I know that this is going to float a bit, so I wanted it to have room to kind of do what it's going to do. So we got our casting resin here that we've mixed up. And then we'll take our laminated picture, and I'm going to try my best to put it in the center. It's probably going to float a little bit. So I have my fabric here, and it's just dyed cheesecloth. I like it.
I do too.
Okay, so I'm going to let this cure, and then we'll do another layer tomorrow to kind of seal the deal. We're going to move on to the next project, which I think is the last one. So we're going to do a little trinket dish. So I have this little trinket dish mold, and it's a little heart. It's super cute. So what I wanted to do first was take one of these little flakies. These ones are from CounterCultureDIY, but I thought we could kind of I don't know, flick these around. The last time I made one of these, I kind of just went with my heart and flicked them around randomly. But I mostly like them around the edges, so I just kind of dab it around the edge. Then I also have another one that I thought maybe we could try, but I am kind of nervous. Okay, I kind of love how that looks. The other thing that I wanted to add to this was a couple of foils. So I think I'm going to pour some resin in now that we've dusted it. I'm going to pour resin in, and then on top of the wet resin, we'll put these down. Got our casting resin that we mixed up earlier. I'm going to pour a bit, but I'm not going to fill it all the way because of those foils. We're going to have to do 2 layers. Now I'm going to lay down my foils, and I'm going to do face down because that's how this mold is made. Beautiful!
Oh, that's perfect.
Right? These foils were perfect. I will link the foils down in the description in case you're wondering which ones I was, well, I don't know if I can link the exact ones, but I will link the shop for sure. Alright, so we're going to let everything cure, and then we'll be back. We are going to have to do a second layer on this, so we'll be back for that. But then, later, we gonna pop things out. All right, you guys, so everything should be done and fully cured. So we're going to demold everything like in order as we made it. So we're going to start with the coasters, which obviously we can see how they turned out. They are so cute. I still can't get over this one because that piece of like scrap resin is literally like the bottom of a cup, like the ring of resin that sometimes cures on the bottom. That's what this little piece of resin is, and it just fit into this coaster so perfectly. I can't get over it. So anyway, we're gonna pop these out. These came out like perfection. They are so cute with like the sandy background. I love that like the entire back of the piece is just sand. This feels so cute and perfect. This is exactly what I was talking about. Just something so simple, especially something that like reuses scrap pieces of resin. I'll probably put little like discs of cork on the bottom to like really finish them off. I feel like these are so cute, especially like this sand that I'm using is sand that my mom gave me from one of her trips. And so I feel like if you could get sand from like a certain place and put that in a piece like this is like a perfect personal gift, like for my mom, because the sand is the sand from her trip, and I feel like that is such a perfect little like personal gift that I feel like anyone would really like. Okay, so the next thing that we made was the ring holders, which I'm so excited to finally pop these out. Da, 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 da. Ooh, oh my god, that actually looks so cool. Okay, so we tried to use pink for the alcohol ink, but it turned out to be red. But if you're going for a Christmas gift, I guess that's perfect. This looks so cool doing like, so we did half resin and then half like concrete. I absolutely love this. So I actually had some leftover resin from like mixing this up. So I actually made like kind of a matching, it's like all resin, but I thought that that would look really cute next to this piece. You know what this kind of looks like is like a little gnome or something. It looks so cute. So then we have the bigger one. Ta-da! I love it so much. It's so cute. And then again, I made like a little matching one that was just all resin with the same colored resin. They look so cute together. This is so cool. I've actually never done a project like this where you did like the half and half. I've seen people do it before, like use concrete in part of like a resin project. Never done it, but now I understand the hype because it looks so cool. Oh my god, I literally love this so much. Like I can't stop looking at it, along with this little guy to go with it. They're so cute together. Okay, so I think the next thing that we did was the pictures in resin. So I have this piece that we're going to pop out. You obviously, you know, you don't have to use a big mold like this. I only used a big thick mold like this because I put that fabric in it and I knew that the fabric was going to float a little bit, so I wanted to give it room to float and then I could just fill the rest of it. They can be like kind of complicated to unmold, and I have used them in past videos. So I did just go ahead and like pop it out. Look at how cool this looks. I almost just dropped it. Oh my god. Look how cool this looks with the fabric like kind of swirled around the picture. It looks so cute. I freaking love this. So I think what I'm going to do with this, I'm probably just going to use my drill and drill 2 holes up at the top and then string. I have some more of this fabric. I think I'm going to string a bit of that fabric so that I can hang it on the wall like this. It looks so cute. So if you were to do this with like a picture of your friends or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your mom or your dad or whatever, it would be so cute. And you did like a little piece, like you did the picture and then you add something in it that is like special to you guys. Oh, also with the pictures, I did film this as like a TikTok, so it wasn't in this video. But let me know if you want this as like a whole separate video because I am 100% down to do that. So I made this little Christmas ornament with a picture of me and Sean from our like pumpkin photo shoot in a freaking Christmas ornament mold. It is adorable. Like it fit perfect. And I'm going to turn this into a TikTok, so go check out my TikTok if you're interested in seeing this. But anyway, I want to do like an entire set, so please give me an excuse. All right, last thing that we did was we made a tray, and I did a heart one, and then I also had some extra resin, so I did a little moon one. But we're gonna pop out the heart, so we did dust this with some mica and some like color, like shifting flakes. And then I also used this really pretty like red flower foil. You guys saw it. So we're gonna pop this out, and I want you guys to see it first. Dun, 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 dun. And I also did like a black background. Oh my god, the flashing of like yellow to red in the flakes is so pretty. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is almost like a, I mean, it could definitely obviously be like a Christmas gift, but the colors that I did and like the heart, it looks like a, maybe like a Valentine's Day gift, but it is so pretty. Such an easy thing and such a pretty piece. So here is the moon and they kind of matchy match. So pretty. Okay, so those were all the projects that I showed you guys in this video. I just tried to do like easy pieces that you guys could do as gifts, and I feel like we did 2 that are like super personalized, and then we did 2 that were just plain cool and pretty. I love everything that we made, like literally I love every single piece. So if you guys go to make these for gifts, please tag me on Instagram. I want to see, because I feel like they're probably going to be stunning. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and follow me literally everywhere. It is at Artsymadwoman. I love you guys to absolute death, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. My sleeves make this more dramatic. Oh, armpits. Sweaty. Weep, 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 weep. No? Alright. I'll probably